within 6 months by renegotiating a new deal, putting that deal to a referendum next summer. The process is clear, but what is not clear is where the Labour Party stands. Will you campaign for Brexit or Remain?
Well, we've said very clearly, and I don't know why everyone keeps inbuilding confusion at this.
No, I'm not confused. I've set out. No, I've said no, Laura, forgive me, because we've done your policy. We know what the policy is, but what I want to know is, are you going to campaign for Brexit or Remain in that referendum that you've agreed to put back to the people?
So, this is what we are going to do. We are going to have a special conference because we are a democratically led political party where the Labour members will decide what we are saying to people. This is not about individual politicians. I will have all of my opinions. Keir, Jeremy, all of the members of the Labour Party will have their own opinions. This is about letting the people have the final say. We have gone through 3.5 years of delay tactics, of awful legislation that rips up workers' rights, environmental protections. We are saying very clearly we would negotiate a new deal and we would move to let the people have a final say with that credible leave deal and the option to remain. It's not about the politics of individuals. People know what they believe, and I trust people to make that decision themselves.
You say it's not about the individuals, but actually colleagues of yours have been very frank and upfront. The Shadow Chancellor, the Shadow Home Secretary, the Shadow Brexit Secretary have all answered that question clearly. They'd all back Remain in that referendum. Why can't the Shadow Employment Rights Secretary answer the same question?
I think that the Labour Party is a reflection of the 4 nations at large, that there are different opinions. Sure. And I am saying this is not about me, this is not about any of my colleagues, this is about saying that the people will get the final say. And, you know, we can obsess over what position I would take. I think it's important that we would see the deal, by the way. But importantly, people will get to choose. They will get to see a credible leave option and the option to remain. We are the only party. We are the only party committing to that. And it's important that we do that because this is not the only thing that matters to people in my constituency.
No, but it is the big question. It is a big question of this election. And in fact, Jeremy Corbyn has made a speech today about Brexit. So let's stick with this question for now, and for this interview. But hang on, Laura, let me ask the question. Let me ask the question, Laura. If you get everything you want, as you said, you want to see the shape of the deal. But let's say you do get everything you want. You get those improved workers' rights. You get environmental protections that you and Jeremy Corbyn have been talking about. Will you back the deal or not?
Jo, let us see what we get out of those negotiations, and then let us put that back to the people to have the final say. This is not about my personal opinion, Jo. And you cut me off when I wanted to talk about our domestic agenda.
No, because today is about Brexit, Laura, because that's what Jeremy Corbyn is talking about today.
Of course it is.
But that's what we're doing. We'll do your domestic agenda. We'll do your domestic agenda, and we have done it up until now. But let's stick with Brexit, because that is what Jeremy Corbyn was talking about. Is it strong leadership from Jeremy Corbyn not to have a view, Laura?
Is it what?
Is it strong leadership from Jeremy Corbyn not to come out and have a view? He's leading a major party into a general election campaign without offering an opinion on such a key question. Does he back leave or remain?
I actually think it's very strong. I think it's a very strong position to say we recognise why people voted to leave. We recognise why people voted to remain. We are not the party of either. We are the party of both. And we will give all of those people a final say on what they want 3.5 years after that referendum. And all 4 speeches today talked about Brexit as a very important issue, that we have to get some certainty for people in all of the communities around the nation. But certainty also looks like what you are paid, what levels of poverty there are, you know, the disgusting levels of inequality, and how pay is now, you know, no greater than it was in 2008 for many, many people. And you know, I get that we have to be very clear about our Brexit stance. We are, you know, we are the only party that are saying you can get to have another say. If you want to vote leave, as Jeremy said today, you have that option, a credible leave option. If you want to vote remain, you have that option too. It is up to the people now. Right. The politicians in Westminster failed for the last 3.5 years.
as you've just said, you've got decisive opinions on a host of other issues, on your clear domestic agenda, whether it's about insulating homes or renationalising utilities. But on the key issue of leave or remain, you don't have an opinion. You're offering a process which is clear. We understand that. But you are not offering a principle of whether you back leave or remain. Why not?
We have said that in our democratic organisation, our members will come together and they will debate it out and express a view. That is what they'll do. That is what we are saying we will do. And whilst the government have made this process absolutely impossible in Westminster, we are saying that we will get this done in 6 months. And that includes renegotiating a deal. That includes making sure that there is a credible referendum for people to have a final say and our party taking a decision led by the members. It's not about the people front and centre in the spotlight. It's about our members having the final say within the party as well. I don't know what's not clear about this.
No, I'm not saying it's not clear. I'm just asking why you have decided to go through the process. And I understand and I take your answer. What's it like on the doorstep with Leave voters? Are they satisfied with the responses that you've given me?
Yeah, to be honest, actually, I was out in my constituency on Saturday. What is interesting is some of the things that people say or some of the things that you have just said about, well, what are you going to do? As soon as we say exactly what we're going to do, Leave voters are satisfied that they will get another chance to express their opinion. I don't think many people in my constituency have changed their minds. I think when we are talking about our domestic policy, they can see a clear and stark difference between the Labour Party and the Tory Party. And to be honest, I have to say, there is real fear in communities up and down the United Kingdom about what another 5 years of the Tory Party could do to work in communities. I just don't think that can be underplayed. So our message is one of hope that things will be different, there will be real change, and that is honestly, that is really coming over at people.
Laura Pidcock, thank you very much joining us there from